Hey, how you doing, guys? Well, today I'm gonna give you a quick intro and some tips for people that want to start reloading and want to reload for the first time. So it's pretty much reloading for noobs that have never done it before. So the first thing is the parts that you need. Why you need to reload. The components of a bullet, of a cartridge, because the entire thing is called a cartridge. So what you need is your brass casings. Uh, you can buy them or go to the range, pick them up, pick up your own. Uh, it's really cheap or inexpensive or free. So what you need is your casings, uh, primers, powder. I dropped the casing, and your bullet. Also, if you're gonna start out reloading, I recommend you to get a Lee single stage press, since you're just trying to figure it out how to reload, and it's easier because you pay a lot more attention when you have a single press. If you want to start out, I'll recommend you to get a single press. You'll pay attention to what you're doing, and you don't spend all that money just trying to find out if reloading is for you or not. Because reloading is not for everybody. It takes a lot of attention, a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of time from your day. You're gonna be on your garage, or you're not gonna be inside the house doing this, because there's primers, powder, there's lead particles that can come out and fly around. So it's not advisable to do it inside the house. So what you need to do is go in your garage, a shed, a shack, outside, whatever, but don't do it inside your house. Also, a lot of the components are very flammable, and it has happened that during priming, putting the primer in your case, you may get an ignition. It happens rarely, but it does. So what you need is a tumbler. A tumbler is a machine that just shakes media. This is the media. This is a walnut. Oh, yes, walnut shells. They're crushed. And you put this inside your tumbler, which shakes around your brass, your dirty brass, and it will clean it out just by friction. So after you got your cases clean, like this one, shiny. There's no rust, there's no old powder left behind. So what you do is you're gonna need a set of Lee dies, and these are carbide, so it's stronger material than regular steel. So this is the deprimer and resizer. At the same time, once you pull one time, this thing is gonna resize your case to 9mm specification, because this one is a 9mm die. I'm gonna resize it to 9mm specifications, and it's also gonna take the primer out. Ooh, where is the camera? Here, take the primer out. So how you install it is easy. Let me bring you over here. Alright, here's the press. put it all the way up. Just put this in until the base that holds the bullet touches your die. Right now, they're touching. And you get one of your brass casings. Put it on the press. And you squeeze up and down. And there is no primer. And it's resized to 9mm specifications. What I do next is this device right here in the bottom. This right here. That is the expanding. It will expand the mouth of your brass so it allows you to set a bullet on it. But never mind, I'm jumping on step. Of course, after it's resized and the prime, you need a new primer. That's what I got, these Lee hand primer. See, I have some Winchester small pistol primers. And what you do is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a primer sitting in there already, facing up. Make sure it's facing up. Sometimes they're facing down. And you're going to put your primer backwards. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens. Sit him over there. It has a little lever on the bottom. Squish it. And primer's in. So now that you have a prime brass like this, what you do next is what I was trying to show you before, but I skipped a step. You need the expanding die. That's what it's called, expanding. And either you can use the Lee powder disc, like I had it on it right now, or you can use these little dippers. You have to find out which size works on what powder you're trying to use. I know Lee sends you one with your 9mm die set, but it doesn't work on all powders. I'm using Tight Group, Hawk Down Tight Group, and it doesn't work with any of this, unless you customize it somehow. You can, I guess you can cut them, make them smaller, or if you need more, you can Dremel it inside and make more powder fit on it. I don't have much powder on this gun, but that's one. I'll show you the way you do it. Don't squeeze or press the powder. What you do is you submerge it. You submerge the dipper in the powder. This one is all sticky. I haven't used it in forever, so you see the powder sticking to the top. Yeah. So what you do is you submerge it and pull it up. Submerge and pull up. If you do the opposite way, you squeeze it down, you're going to put more powder than you need to, because you're putting pressure on it and you're compacting the powder. But what I use now is little disc. Is the powder by expansion Lee disc. You attach these to your expanding die, which originally comes with this on top. You unscrew this and unscrew the powder measure thing, and then you're gonna have to find out which one of these little holes has different markings for different cubic centimeters, I believe they are. So different cubic centimeters will give you different amount of powder, and you just have to find out which one. Find out with a scale which one is giving you the right load for your powder. What you do is you screw this thing into your press. It's taking a while. That's the problem with the single stage. But I don't want you to buy a turret multi-stage or something else if you're just starting out, because I don't know if you're gonna like reloading or not. A lot of people wants to reload and they buy all this stuff and they never use it. There it is. After you have your prime case here, you're gonna put it on your press. Go up. You see that disc moving? It moved and it dropped the amount of powder I needed into the case, which I'm using 3.7 grains right now, I believe. 3.7 grains of Diet Group on 124 grain 9mm bullet. So that step is done. I want to save my casing with the powder. I will really recommend you, when you are doing this and you have your little table or something that you put your cases on to wait for the setup to set the bullet on, do not put empty cases next to your cases with powder. Why? Because if you get confused or you mistakenly put a bullet on an empty case that has only a primer and no powder, it's gonna lodge that bullet into your barrel. So we take this out. Let me speed it up here. It's annoying. There we go. And this last die is a bullet, the bullet setting die. This will set the bullet into your prime, into your clean prime. Oh, camera falling. Where it is? There it is. This will set your bullet into your already clean, prime, and powder case. What you do is set up your bullet right there, right on top, just like that, and put it on your press. I already know how deep I have to set this bullet. There you go. 9mm reload. See? It's not that hard if you follow the instructions and you follow your loads from the powder that you're using. Just go on their website and find out how many grains do you need for which different kind of bullet do you have. For example, this is a 124 grain round nose, what is this? Rainier? I don't know. It's a 124 grain bullet, and it's a different charge than this 115 grain hollow point. Usually the heavier the bullet, the less powder is going to use, because the heavier bullet generates more pressure inside the chamber. And if you put the charge for 124 or 140 grain, 142, I don't know, 140 something grain bullet, and you use the same charge as 119, what is going to happen is it's going to be too light and your weapon may not cycle properly. Alright guys, so that was reloading 101 with me. Well, I hope you learned something today about reloading. Well, like I told you, use single stage is the way to go in the beginning. Pay attention to what you're doing. Don't let people distract you when you are reloading. And just be safe out there. Take care, guys.